back to another episode of It Happened Off the Res. On this off the menu video, we're gonna be making a meal inspired by the weight loss challenge that we're hosting at the moment. This meal I've never tried, but I found it from a chef named Brian Yazzie. He's Denef and currently cooking. Let's find out. From Denehotso, I think is how you say it. Please forgive me if I said that wrong. Arizona. He's currently living up in Minnesota. He is chef de cuisine at Sean Sermon's the Sioux Chef. The reason why I wanted to make this particular recipe is because all the ingredients are 100% native to the Americas, either South, Central, or North America. All the ingredients are native to here. So as native peoples, our bodies have evolved to digest and process certain kinds of foods over the past 20,000 years. So the idea behind this is eating for your body type. And as most native peoples, like I said, we digest the foods that are native to us. And on that note, Netflix released a documentary here recently called Gathering. It's about native peoples getting to know their native foods, either foraging or gathering, and creating these awesome recipes with their indigenous foods. I'll leave a link of the trailer, the website, and like I said, you can watch it on Netflix. I'll leave all that information down at the bottom in the description, so check that out. It's a really, really cool documentary. I love it. So this meal is called it's called a Three Sisters dish, and as most of us know, the Three Sisters are corn, beans, and squash. Of course, the corn grows, beans grow on the stalk, squash is the ground cover, it protects everything. So this is the Three Sisters dish that we're going to put together here right now. The first thing we're going to do in this recipe is we're going to cut up our squash. The recipe calls for one whole large squash, either butternut or acorn. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to have some, some fun facts here and there. Some fun facts about indigenous foods. Did y'all know? There's a brown spot right here. I got to cut off. Didn't go very deep. Very cool. Did you know that all squash, I don't care if it's zucchini or crookneck squash, yellow squash, bird squash, gourds, pumpkins, acorn, butternut, spaghetti squash, I don't care what it is. It's all native to right here. It's all native to here. What else is beans? All beans are native to the Americas. Believe it or not, no other culture in the world has influenced world cuisine more than native food cultures, and I can prove that. For example, chocolate. There's not a culture in the world that doesn't eat chocolate. Chocolate's from Mexico. Peppers. When the Spanish came to Mexico, landed in Mexico, they discovered chiles. Believe it or not, all chilies, serranos, jalapenos, habaneros, bell peppers, all native to here. The world did not know what real spicy was until that. Let's see what else. Tomatoes. All tomatoes are indigenous to here. What would Italian cuisine be without tomatoes? Think about that. So first thing we're going to do with this butternut squash is we're going to scoop out the seeds. Save the seeds. You can grow them later. We're going to scoop out the seeds. We're going to scoop out the webbing that holds the seeds in place. Get all that out of the way. Did I already say beans? Beans are indigenous to here. Of course, corn. So the history behind corn, and as y'all know, most corn is called several different things. It's called maize. Peoples of Mexico called it maíz, which is a Nahuatl word, not a Spanish word. And the reason why it's called corn is because when Europeans got here, the common word for grain was corn. So when you read in the history books that this culture or that culture ate corn, what they're talking about is their local grain, not our indigenous corn. I'm going to cut the stems off. Yeah.
Daddy, what's this?
It's squash, baby. You want to smell it? It looks like watermelon. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Watermelon is native to Africa.
Yeah, because I don't like watermelon.
Yes, you do.
No, because it'll make me sick.
So this recipe says preheat the oven to 400. Our oven is not working. I need to change out the heater element in it that ignites the gas. So I have our little mini oven, which will work just fine. Cut squash in half, clean out the seeds, cut into 1-inch cubes. So let's go ahead and cut that into 1-inch cubes. And squash are hard to cut. So, you know, just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, about 1-inch cubes. I also think vanilla is native to here. Oh, another one. This is a big one. Some of y'all might know what it is. Some of y'all might not. Quinoa. Quinoa is a grain native to South America. It was eaten by indigenous peoples, you know, for 10, 15, 20,000 years. It is a superfood. And if you know what a superfood is, it's one of those foods that's so incredibly healthy, you can't believe it actually exists. Quinoa is so high in protein that a lot of vegans use it as a protein substitute. And when I say protein, I mean like meat, like fish, you know, stuff like that. That they use quinoa as a protein substitute. And it has become so popular that the price of quinoa has gone through the roof. It is so expensive now that the native peoples in South America cannot afford to buy it themselves. The people who have been eating it for the past 10, 15, 20,000 years, the staple of their heritage and indigenous culture is no longer available to them because they can't afford it. Let that sink in. How would you feel if corn was taken away from you, or squash was taken away from you, or peppers were taken away from you? Because you could no longer afford to eat them because all the people over the world want it so bad. Makes me mad. So if you're gonna buy quinoa or eat quinoa, make sure it's fair trade labeled. That the companies who are selling it or cooking it paid a fair price for it, so that the peoples in those communities can get paid for their work, get paid for their efforts. They can eat their own indigenous foods. So this recipe does not call for sweet corn. For those of you who know, sweet corn is, our native corn was never like that. Our native corn had a hard grain, it had a shell on it. Sweet corn is GMO, genetically modified organism. Some scientists decided to take our native corn and modify it genetically and make it sweet. Our corn, not supposed to be that way. Now, if you take our native corn and soak it in water, it becomes hominy, which is what we're going to use for this. Which is what we're going to use for this recipe. We're going to use a hominy, which is what the recipe calls for. It does not call for sweet corn, which I love. This recipe is 100% native. And I'm looking at the recipe now. As far as I can tell, the only thing on this garlic powder. I don't think is garlic from here. Let me see. Where is garlic native to? Central Asia. So no, garlic is not. And the other one is sunflower seeds. Where are sunflowers? Native to North America. So the only thing in this recipe that is not an indigenous native food is the garlic powder. But in this case, I'm a big believer in eating foods that your body is meant to digest. When you eat buffalo or fish or deer, any kind of native animal protein, your body immediately recognizes it. It takes the nutrients and goes, I know exactly what this is. I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put that there. It utilizes it better than any other food your body receives, which is why we end up like this, because our bodies are not meant to process complex carbohydrates, flour, sugar, wheat, a bunch of other grains. Our bodies don't know how to process that. So all this complex carbs and glucose ends up in your system, and your body goes, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to store it away for later. So you end up, looking like me. We get chubby. We start suffering from heart disease, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, cholesterol. If you could eat a diet more closely related to the diet that our people have been eating for the past 20,000 years, you would be much, much healthier. So once all of the squash is chopped, put it on a pan. I hope this pan is big enough for my mini oven. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, this recipe is also does not call for protein. It doesn't ask for chicken or fish or deer meat or anything. The protein, the substitute for the protein is the squash. So if you wanted to look at it this way, this is a vegan meal, and I believe also a keto meal. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Does squash count as keto? Can't remember. Okay, so once the squash has been cut, oh, the olive oil. I thought we had a smaller olive oil. I'm gonna use this big old olive oil. Olive oil is not native to here. So we're gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here. Yee! And get your hands dirty, mix it up. You need to make sure you start your flavor profile at the base. So salt and pepper. Your squash. Preheat the oven to 40 to 400 degrees and bake for 30 minutes. Or until tender. So while that's cooking, we are going to address the rest of the ingredients. Let's see. Two bunches of dandelion greens. Now, if you can't find dandelion greens, they are a little difficult to find. You can substitute kale. If you can't, why won't this cut off? Oh, because it's a giant twist tie. If you can't find dandelion greens, use kale. If you can't find kale, spinach. I think spinach would be an okay substitute. Spinach should be fairly easy for you to find. Let's see, the ingredient, the recipe says to de-stem. Most of this is all stem, so I'm just going to cut all that off. The bottom parts is mostly stem. And yes, dandelions are edible. A lot of people see it as a weed. I've never seen it that way. Everything about the dandelion is edible, from the roots, the stem, the leaves, all the way up to the flower. And dandelions are very healthy for you as well. And they're native to here. So it says 2 bunches of dandelions, de-stem, then thinly slice your greens. So we're gonna go ahead and slice these nice and thin. Let me show you all a quick trick. Get a bunch. If you know, dandelion greens are they're pretty thin already, so this trick doesn't really have to work. But you can do it with like parsley or something like that. You just roll it up into a little cigar, slice it sideways, and there you have a nice thin chop. So like I said, dandelion greens are thin already, so you don't really have to do that. You don't have to roll them. Just, you know, chop them thin. Okay, so now that the greens are cut, I'm I put a little bit of olive oil into a pan. You're also supposed to add 2 thinly sliced green onions, so let me cut those up real quick. And in case y'all were wondering, this is a green onion. We're not talking about a full-size onion. These little green onions, they grow wild all over North America, and they're absolutely delicious. Two thinly sliced green onions. Yeah. Be careful. Add some salt. Season everything. Season. And you add a little bit of pepper, not too much, because if you've ever had dandelion greens before, you know that dandelion greens are naturally a little bit peppery, so you don't have to add a whole lot of black pepper. So we're gonna cook that down. Just a little bit. Okay, so once the squash is done, we're gonna throw it into the skillet with the greens. Toss these into the greens. And then the recipe calls for 4 cups of black beans. If you're going to use the can, he says that's just fine. Just make sure you drain them and rinse them. And it also calls for 5 cans of hominy. So I'm using yellow hominy and canned black beans. Throw it all in there. And I kind of skipped a step. It says that after the squash is done in the oven, you're supposed to toss it with quarter cup of molasses. I'm sorry, not molasses, maple syrup. And maple syrup is also native. Comes from maple trees. Maple trees are from North America, so also very native. Don't judge me. Oh my god, that is delicious. So about a quarter cup of maple syrup. And then the recipe says to mix it all up. Until everything is warmed through. Alright guys, so on a serious note, this thing is finished, right? Like I said, this is called the Three Sisters dish by Chef Brian Yazzie. It says it's a 35-minute prep time, about an hour and 5 minutes to make. That kind of sort of checks out. It also says that this is 6 to 9 servings. Take a look at this. Does that look like 6 to 9 servings to you? Fogging up my camera lens over here, man. This thing would feed Sirius 6 for like a week, and Sirius 6 turned into 7 soon. This meal would feed them for like a week, man. 6 to 9 servings, whatever. This thing is huge, man. If you foraged all this food, feed the whole dang village. The entire tribe. Make this meal next time you go to the chapter house. Serve it up. Right next to the chapter house cookies. So let's get Siobhan over here real quick and try this thing out. Alright guys, let's give this a try.
You really just dripped all over the floor.
It's steam, it's water.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Ooh.
this is black beans, dandelion greens, butternut squash, hominy, a little bit of maple syrup, salt and pepper. All these foods are 100% indigenous to the Americas.
Oh yeah.
So this is a pure native dish, and it was created by a guy named Chef Brian Yazzie. He's from where's my phone? Yeah. He's from Denehotso.
Denehotso.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Denehotso,
Denehotso.
Arizona, and he's in Minnesota right now. And he's a chef de cuisine at Sean Herman's sous chef restaurant. SIOUX, not not like sous chef. So
I'm scared. This doesn't look normal. Just kidding.
So like I said, 100% native meal. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything. So black beans, hominy, squash, dandelion greens.
Did I get everything? There's no meat in there.
This is a
a
vegan
vegetarian?
meal.
Oh my god, no.
I suppose if you wanted to, you could add some grilled chicken to it, which I think I will. I need some meat.
Just is she not then? It's funny.
Hot. Hot.
Not traumatic.
Anua haka.
Honestly, if there was meat in here, I probably would like it, but it's weird.
Huh?
Come here.
Why?
Where's your chair? Let me get your chair. So you can try it.
Just one bite, babe. Just one bite. Then we gotta go.
Blow, it's really hot.
I know.
Daddy, I don't like it.
Yes, it's beans, baby.
It's really good, babe.
It's beans and corn and squash. Like pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
It's really, really good.
Pumpkin.
Don't get me wrong. I like the spaghetti squash. And what's that called?
We're going to do that one next. For those of y'all who like pasta, spaghetti squash is a great alternative to the pasta.
Pumpkins. Pumpkins.
So we're going to be making a spaghetti squash pesto
Baby, no, use it. Not pumpkin. No, use it.
type meal. Spaghetti squash pesto.
Oh, bite. It's good. It's not hot, so don't say it's hot. Look at the camera. Let the camera know how it tastes. Tell them. Remember, we watch Yazzie family vlogs and cooking.
The dandelion greens are definitely peppery. Just drop it through.
I know.
Maybe you need a spoon. Do you need a spoon, babe?
No, I have a hole in my hand and everything.
The dandelion greens are definitely peppery. They're dandelion, very wild flavor.
Oh.
In fact, okay, give that a try.
So careful, it's hot. Blowing out.
It's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Did you make it today? Oh. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, but yeah, you can really taste like. Sorry.
You gotta chew the dandelion greens.
So you can really like taste.
That's onion, baby.
You can, baby, chew it and swallow it. How's it taste? Do you like it? Cool. So you, honestly,
Child approved.
child proof. You can really taste. I think this the squash what makes it kind of a little bit spicy, huh? I mean, not spicy. Sweet.
We got the maple syrup that we added.
Oh, that's what it is. Like, you can't really, like, you can taste it, and then once the maple hits, yeah, you can taste the sweetness.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you guys try this out and let us know what you think, because this is a native dish. And I think that's pretty damn awesome, honestly.
I like it. I think it could use some chicken, like not this so much as the main part of the meal,
Like a side?
but like a side dish.
But that's like a lot of sides.
And I was telling them, I'm like, man, this can feed Serious 6 for like a week.
No, probably just one scoop of like this, and then just add like some chicken, and then just spread it out.
So I think I'm gonna grill up some chicken in a little while. Well, you have this as a side.
Or any type of meat, right, babe?
You got meat.
Pork chops.
But for the sake of the health, the weight loss challenge, this is a great healthy alternative. I think the corn kind of cancels out it being keto.
This is kind of like a keto diet?
Kind of, sort of. But it is vegan by itself. It's also vegetarian. You know, actually, the more I eat it, the better
I
it
think
tastes.
I need some water.
The better and better it tastes. So this as a side with like a smoked or grilled salmon,
Like, you can really taste this squash.
and or like a grilled chicken would be amazing.
Mama, I'm really gonna bust it.
Hot.
Oh, you gotta be careful.
All right.
I'm gonna leave it to him. I'll see you guys in the next
That's
video.
no fussing.
Come on, babe.
Thanks for watching. Bye.